The Great American Loop: How U.S. tax dollars boomerang back through Israel's lobbying machine. Every year, the United States sends billions of taxpayer dollars to Israel, a country that, by most economic measures, is wealthy, technologically advanced, and fully capable of funding its own military. This isn't charity, it's policy. Washington has guaranteed Israel over $3.8 billion annually in military assistance under a 10-year agreement signed during the Obama administration, and that's before accounting for the billions more in indirect support, weapons transfers, and intelligence cooperation that never make the headlines. But here's the paradox. A significant portion of that money, U.S. taxpayer money, eventually finds its way back into the American political system, not to serve the American people, but to reinforce Israel's grip on U.S. foreign policy. Through one of Washington's most powerful political lobbies, the American Israel Public Affairs Committee, AIPAC, and its network of affiliated PACs, millions of dollars are funneled into U.S. elections. In 2024 alone, AIPAC's Super PAC reportedly spent over $60 million to influence congressional races, targeting candidates critical of Israel and rewarding those who pledge unwavering support. The result? A self-perpetuating cycle of loyalty, money, and silence. It works like this. U.S. taxpayers send billions to Israel in aid. Israel spends that money, much of it on U.S.-made weapons, creating the appearance of a mutually beneficial trade. Meanwhile, pro-Israel lobby groups in the U.S., funded by wealthy donors and organizations with close ties to Israeli interests, pour tens of millions into American elections, ensuring that any politician who dares question this system faces political extinction. So yes, it's an elegant, closed loop. The money starts with the American taxpayer, makes a pit stop in Tel Aviv, and ends up buying American political obedience back in Washington. And the painful question remains, how is this still happening in plain sight? The cost of obedience. The price of this loyalty is not just measured in dollars, it's measured in moral decay. While American cities crumble under poverty, homelessness, and a collapsing healthcare system, U.S. lawmakers rush to approve more money for Israel even as it conducts military campaigns that have left tens of thousands of Palestinians dead and Gaza reduced to rubble. Any voice in Congress calling for restraint or accountability, from Representative Rashida Tlaib to Senator Bernie Sanders, is immediately branded as anti-Semitic and targeted with political attacks financed by pro-Israel groups. The message is unmistakable. Dissent has a cost, and AIPAC will make you pay it. The irony is that Americans believe they live in a democracy where their votes and voices matter. But when a foreign-aligned lobby can buy silence and loyalty through campaign checks, democracy begins to look more like a well-managed illusion. The taxpayer's illusion. Let's be blunt. Most Americans have no idea how the system works. They hear foreign aid and imagine humanitarian assistance. They don't realize that Israel, a nuclear-armed state with a per capita GDP comparable to Western Europe, receives more U.S. aid than all of sub-Saharan Africa combined. They don't see that the same senators and representatives who vote for endless funding are often the same ones who receive AIPAC money for their campaigns. They don't know that American citizens' tax dollars, money meant for schools, roads, and healthcare, are effectively being laundered through a geopolitical racket that funds occupation, apartheid, and war crimes. And maybe the hardest truth of all, many Americans simply don't care. As long as it's packaged as supporting an ally, they look away. When accountability becomes treason. In a healthy democracy, questioning how tax dollars are spent should be an act of patriotism. In today's America, questioning aid to Israel is treated as heresy. Even the mildest criticism of Israeli policy can destroy political careers or trigger social backlash. Universities silence professors, journalists lose jobs, and activists are smeared, all to protect the narrative that Israel is beyond reproach. This is not democracy. It's a bought silence, one sustained by the very taxpayers who are being deceived. A moment of reckoning. The time has come for Americans to confront an uncomfortable truth. A foreign nation and its lobbyists wield extraordinary influence over U.S. policy, not through diplomacy or mutual interest, but through money and manipulation. If citizens truly believe in democracy, in sovereignty, and in the idea that their government should serve them, not a foreign lobby, then this cycle must be broken. Foreign aid should serve human need, not political obedience. Campaign financing should reflect American values, not Israeli interests. Until that happens, the question will haunt the conscience of every informed citizen. Are Americans really this blind, or have they just chosen not to see?